Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Tastes like bullshit. Alright, well, it's the only slurp you're gonna get out of me on that one. Maybe not. Hello, dear listener. Did you hear me from all the way down here? Lean down a little closer. You'll be able to hear this podcast better. Hi, hot dogs. That's right. This is an episode of Coffee and Contemplation. I'm your host, Old Heart, aka Jared, aka you don't know me. Or you do. If you do, and you're listening to this, why? If you aren't listening to this, why? If you don't know me, why? These are the questions that will not be answered on this podcast today. Because if you saw the title of this podcast, episode number 107, by the way, you'd know that that's not the topic that we're talking about. So, there's that. It all goes around. What goes around comes around. Also, the latte I ordered this morning. I like supporting local business. This is a complete segue from what we're talking about today, but I like supporting local business, and I try to with my pittance of money that I get from my small job at a local business. And sometimes you get so disappointed in the product. Like this latte I'm drinking before me. I paid some good money. I gave a fat tip because I want to support the workers. And I get this product that I'm just like, oh my god. Fuck this. Anyway, I imagine that's what you hot dogs feel about these podcasts. So let's just get right into today's podcast. We're talking about 1990s slang terms. For those of you who were not alive in the 90s, you fucking missed out. For those of you like myself who grew up in the 90s, like wee pepe to, middle, to not bebe. To teen, light teen, we'll say. You had a hell of a ride. The 1990s were interesting. There were, less rules, less scare, less fucking crazy shit happening around us. Or at least it seemed like that. Maybe I was just a fucking kid and didn't know how the world worked. Alright, so that's also that. Anyway, so slang terms that supposedly were around in the 90s. I might not be too familiar with all of them, but I probably am. If I'm not, it's probably because I was mostly a kid and very sheltered when I was young. We won't get into that on this podcast either. Anyway, number one, everybody's heard of it. I say it all the time. Whatever. Everybody says whatever. That's not even fucking funny. That one's still around. Number two, fly. All right. Yeah. When's the last time somebody was like, "Hey, those shoes you're wearing are fly"? I think dope has replaced fly, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm not. But fly, I mean, I still use it, I guess, from time to time. Maybe. The example of that they use on here is, your vanilla ice dance moves are totally fly. Like, why do they go with vanilla ice dance moves? Anyway, okay, number three, hella. I feel like hella, if hella was a 1990s slang term, it made a resurgence sometime in the 2000s. Because I think hella's been around. I don't think it was just exclusively 90s. That's one of the things I don't like about people who make like 1990s lists all the time. Like this one off of bestlifeonline.com. Sometimes they attribute things that definitely aren't from the 90s. But anyway, number 4 on this list, getting jiggy. Getting jiggy was definitely a 90s thing because of Will Smith's getting jiggy with it. Nah, motherfuckers. Number 5, sup. Again, sorry, that cough was weed, not corona. Again, I feel like sup, what's up, whatever. I feel like that has been around. I feel like it came about maybe in the 90s. Maybe that's what it means by it. It became in the 90s. It hasn't necessarily been forgotten. Some of these have been forgotten by time for sure. But if you've ever watched Scary Movie, you know. What's up? All right. Number 6, bugging out. Yeah. So, playing, it's a play on my last name. When I was a kid, holy shit, were people super uncreative. My last name's Bug, and so every time somebody was trying to make fun of me, they would try to make some sort of insect joke. Ugh. God, why did I pay for that? Including bugging out. But hey, man, it was slang, apparently, at the time. You okay, man? What? You're bugging out, dude. It's like, maybe you took some bad drugs. You're bugging out. Maybe you're acting the fucking fool. You're bugging out. Maybe you're on a roid rage. You're bugging out. Anyway, number 7, open a can of ... Most preferably, whoop-pow, shit. Shout outs to all you hot dogs listening. Thank you so much. Get online, follow us on Instagram at Old Heart Radio, follow us on Twitter at Old Heart in Space, where we say even less friendly things. Yes, that's right. Old Heart in Space. I'm going to say it right here on this podcast. It can be a little vulgar at times. I recently got locked out of the account for 12 hours due to asking Lindsey Graham to fall on a sharp stick and impale himself. I'm not regretting that. Lindsey Graham's a piece of shit, and he's proven that. No harm, no foul. But most of the time, it's lighthearted retweets and things about the world. Doesn't make you want to go on there. I don't care. Number 8, You Go Girl. Excuse me. You Go Girl has definitely been replaced with Yas Queen. I don't know if... Is Yas Queen still a thing? Or is that just did that end in 2019? I don't know. I think Yas Queen's still a thing. But it definitely, in the 90s, it was You Go Girl. So all those girls that went and they have become queens that now Yas. Okay? So number 9, All That in a Bag of Chips. That was a 90s slang term? I mean, I remember using it. Oh man, the mask's all that in a bag of chips. Yeah. That was a quote from Young Jared. A compliment of sorts is what it describes all that in a bag of chips as. Example, she's not just cool. She's all that in a bag of chips. Number 10 on this list, again from Best Life Online, not my own. Number 10 is Kick Him to the Curb. I think that falls fairly in line with things like, no scrubs and whatnot. But Kick Him to the Curb obviously is referencing a breakup of sorts, getting your deadbeat partner out of there. I mean, what about kick her to the curb? Okay, let's make it. It's 2020 now. Hey, dear 1990s, it's 2020. Gender is not a factor. Everybody's subject. Kick them to the curb. And let's head over to number 11. Number 11 on this list, Home Skillet. Apparently, according to the example here, Home Skillet, it's about time you got here. Home Skillet is so fucking dumb. I remember a lot of these, listener. And I'm gonna say, as somebody who used Home Skillet in the moment and was called Home Skillet probably, we don't need to bring it back. Number 12, Talk to the Hand. I still talk to the hand, people, all the time. Talk to the hand. The face don't want a motherfucker. And it was a way of dismissing people. It was a harsh reject. Talk to the hand. I mean, some people would just do it jokingly, like, whatever, talk to the hand, man. Some people would be like, no, I'm serious. Like, get the fuck away from me. Talk to the hand. It was the slang stiff arm of the 1990s. Number 13, As If. As if what? As if... Oh. Okay. So, I'm just joking. Clueless, obviously, is the movie that really made As If like a thing. It was stuck after that. Anyway, the example here. She thinks we're gonna get married and have a bunch of kids together. As if... That's the most random one. Like, I feel like there's some dude talking to his bros at a bar, and they're grabbing some brewskis and getting a little sloshed, and he's like, yo man, she thinks we're gonna get married and have a bunch of kids together? As if. Number 14, Booyah. Booyah still pops up from time to time. I don't think that one was lost in time either. Maybe it originated in the 90s. Booyah. Number 15, Scrubs. Okay, this is an important one. This one brings us back to TLC. I still need to do a podcast on TLC. BTW. But we can thank TLC for it. Scrub is a guy with no money, no job, no prospects, and no class. Basically, yours truly. Pretty much the lowest of the low. Also, they won't be getting any love from the R&B girl group TLC, according to Best Life Online, and that's because TLC had the awesome song No Scrubs. Look it up. Example, I appreciate the offer for a date, but I have a strict no scrubs policy. As if. Not. Okay, so Not definitely had a resurgence, and we can thank Borat for that. Which, by the way, Borat 2 just recently came out. I watched a little bit of it, and I get what Mr. Cohen's doing, but it wasn't as humorous this time around, if you're asking me. Anyway, Not is number 16 on this list. A spin what the fuck? I love these examples that they have on bestlifeonline.com. Example, I think spin doctors are the best band of all time. Not. 17. Here's one I haven't fucking heard in a long ass time. Fart knocker. It's I don't know. I'm not going anywhere with that fart knocker. That's the example, and that's what I'm rolling with. 18, Monet. I don't get this one either. What like these? See, now we're getting into some strange territory. It says someone or something seems attractive from a distance, but when you get up close for a better look, it's a hot mess. Oh, yep. I mean, I imagine that's what people think about me. Do I look great from a distance, but a hot mess up close? Ask my wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. Number 19, and number 20, Crunk. Was Crunk in the 90s? Holy shit, I don't know if Crunk was in the 90s. This at times has gotten out of hand, but overall, this episode of Coffee and Contemplation has been a nice refresher for yours truly of the ridiculous things we used to say when I was a kid. And some of these things I just don't understand that well anymore. They definitely don't hold up. Some of them, it's kind of been interesting how they evolve. And like that, this has been another episode of Coffee and Contemplation. Go out there and evolve yourself. Use your brain for good. Ripen up that coconut as best as you can every day. And keep tuning in for more. If you want, hop online, like I said, at Old Heart Radio on Instagram and Old Heart in Space on Twitter. And keep your stick on the ice, you filthy hot dogs.